Hello, I am Keisha Kirby, and today I am bringing you chemical services, the rods and the end papers. Remember, these end wrap styles can be used for your permanent waves and your soft curls, even regular hairstyling when you're doing wet sets. Concave rods. Concave rods are your most used. They're the most commonly used. They're smaller in circumference, in the middle, and on the ends. They give you more of that tighter in the center and looser on the outside. Concave rods are different from straight rods. They do come in a variety of lengths to accommodate the different types of sections and styles that you're wanting to do for your client. Concave rods. Now we have your soft bender rods that are about 12 inches long. They give you a uniform curl in diameter, and they're soft, so they're flexible to bend, and they come in a variety of styles, shapes, and sizes as well. You also have what's called your loop bender rods that is shown on a picture that you fasten together to hold, and they're still even in the diameter. End papers. End papers are also known as end wraps. End papers are also known as end wraps. They are absorbent in the papers. They're used to control those ends of the hair when you're wrapping them so they can extend beyond the end of the end paper. And then you roll the hair. Therefore, you prevent the fish hooks. You have a smooth, more even curl at the ends of the hair. Now you have what's called your single flat wrap, where you use one end paper on the top of the hair strand. This is typically used for when you have one length hair and you can roll the hair and it's easily controlled around the rod. Then you have what's called your double flat wrap. This is used where you have two end papers that are laid one on top of the other. It's like a sandwich, end paper, hair, end paper. This is typically good for beginners. It is absolutely well for when you're using hair that is long and layered to ensure that you get all the hair inside the end paper and wrapped around the rod evenly. Also, bookend wraps. Your bookend wraps are going to be folded half and it's going to be folded like an end paper. That is good for when you're using for short hair and you need to be able to eliminate that excessiveness of the paper. You'll be able to fold it and roll the hair smoothly around the rod as well. Now we have your wrapping techniques. Your wrapping techniques come in wrapping patterns, and different types of rods are combined to create a wide variety of specialized perms. Keep this in mind. We have two different styles of wrapping techniques. One is your canonical and one is your spiral perm. Your canonical is when you wrap the hair strand from the ends and you wrap it up to the scalp. They're going to be overlapping each other, giving you a tighter to the ends, getting it larger nearer the scalp. Then you have your spiral perm, which you wrap at an angle that is other than perpendicular the length of the rod, which causes the hair to spiral down, overlapping like a candy cane. It spirals down, overlapping like a candy cane. So again, your two common perm wraps are going to be canonical and your spiral wrap. Spiral wrap is going to represent wrapping like a candy cane, wrapping down the rod, or the flexi rod, or you will have your canonical perm that wraps, that's going to be your more basic common, that wraps from the ends to the scalp. Wrapping patterns. Your wrapping patterns, one of the common ones are going to be your double rod wrap. Your double rod wrap is also known as your piggyback. Your piggyback is for that extremely long hair. It is extremely long, and you're going to then begin to take the first rod, which is also can be referred to as a tool. Remember, your rod could also be referred to as a tool. So you would take that first tool and take it mid-strand, and you'll begin to wrap it up towards the scalp, locking it in place. Then you would then take your end paper and slide it at the ends of the hair and roll it up to meet the other tool, locking it, making sure that it is in the same direction. Now you're going to have what's called your basic perm wrap, which is a straight back wrap. Typically what is used for state board, or when you have a basic perm, you got a client that wants that basic look. You use a straight back perm wrap. Well, all the rods within the panel move in the same direction and are positioned equal size the bases, and they're all rolled horizontal in the same length, going in the same direction. Curvature perm wraps. Your curvature perm wraps have partings base radiate throughout the panels to follow the curvature of the head. It follows the curvature of the head using pie-shaped base partings. Pie-shaped base partings. Then you have the brick layer. My favorite, brick layer permanent wrap. It is, you use that brick layer technique just like you would see on the house, where your sections are offset, your perms are not set where your splits are noticeable. So then when you take it down, you have just where the hair is falling in between, has a nice flow. And they're all still wrapped using the base control, doing the same direction, where their hair will flow and everything will blend, and you will eliminate all those noticeable split ends. So again, you have your various types of perm wrapping techniques. Now this concludes our chemical services. So again, I want to point out, you want to keep in mind that you have 3 styles of end papers, which is also known as your end wraps, that will allow you to prevent fish hooks and have a smooth wrap. Then you have your rods. You have 2 techniques, which is the candy cane, which is going to give you a spiral. And then you have your canocolon, which is going to give you a basic wrap that is common, that roll from your ends to your scalp. And then you have your piggyback, which requires 2 tools, then on extremely long hair. Then you have your spiral wrap. Then you also have your basic straight back wrap, that is all of the end hair is rolled horizontal around the head. You have your curvature perm wrap, which also follows the curvature of the head, exactly how the head is shaped and moves around. Then you have, of course, my personal, your brick layer. Your brick layer that prevents the noticeable wrap, the noticeable end splits in partings in the hair. And again, I am Keisha Kirby, and I'll see you for our next video.